Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khush amdeed, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen, Ishpata.
Pakhairagale, ni hao, churashumbe, washbale, ohio, gozaimis, gusimorgan, hola, bonjour, privyet, kaifa hal, hale shuma chatore, ahlan wasalan, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, swabia, balli karaya, ishpata, marhaba, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. You are definitely tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning alongside the most fantastic host and co-host as well, ladies and gentlemen, who happens to be Ms. Shiza Hashmi, and my name, ladies and gentlemen, happens to be...
Shazad
Thank you very
Khan.
much for that.
All
Wow.
right, thank you for joining me again, Shazad. I have to
Yes,
say that, of course, because, well, yesterday was such a long day. We
it
had
was.
been working, we had been shooting and recording things for you guys, which will be on screen very soon, and of course, we'll let you know. But I think it was fun as well.
But before you move on, I just want to know, the kind of experience you had. Was it the very first time that you actually had a photo shoot, and that too, which was in relation to the kind of work we do over here?
Yeah, so I have had photo shoots for my Instagram and stuff. People want to collaborate, and the ones that I actually like, I would collaborate with them.
Okay.
But they're always outdoor for some reason. Of course, they have a certain thing in mind, right?
Yes.
But this was the first proper studio experience in a way that I was doing it for TV, and the requirements are definitely different, right? So for Insta collabs, of course, I can have my own thing in my mind and be like,
Yes.
oh, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. But yesterday was different. And well, how was your experience though? I mean, I like doing it for you guys because I know it's going to come out soon, and then you can actually put a face to the promo of World this morning. Then you can actually put a certain, I don't know how to say this.
Effort.
Yeah, well, of
Yes.
course, we did put the effort. But how was your experience?
I think my experience was good, and to be very honest, I think it was good working with you too as well.
Yes,
On
likewise.
such a project, and you really need that. You want that support from your colleagues as well, and you really want that comfort while you're working as well. So I think that you did a great job as well.
You too.
And let's see, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that when it comes out, it is being appreciated by everybody else as well. This is what we hope for. We have given our best, and that's what we want from all of you as well, that you give your best while you're watching our show, or whether you're sharing our show with the rest of the audiences as well.
Yeah, but Shazad, lately, well, Pakistanis are definitely putting their best foot forward.
Yes.
Good things are happening. Luckily, I think we are actually having a good time in terms of using the internet, because earlier, when you do usually open your Instagram or Twitter for that matter, if you're looking at social news, it's chaotic, of course. It's controversial, it's insensitive, it's chaotic, yes. But for a week or more, I've been coming across a lot of achievements that
Yes,
Pakistanis have been
and a
making.
lot of good news as well,
Good
which is
news
why do you
too.
want me to share it?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this team from JICI, Ghulam Ishaq Khan Institute of Technology and Sciences as well, they did a wonderful job where they were actually competing in the aeronautics and the avionics or the astronautics department as well. They were competing for the last 10 years in the AIAA-GBF, which is Design, Build and Fly. And imagine that they actually scored the second position all over the world within the competition as well, leaving behind Stanford and Berkeley as well.
Wow.
So I think that they've done a great job, and we really need to congratulate them as well. So the team of aeronautics and astronautics, please make sure that you continue to strive for excellence as well, and best of luck. And thank you very much for bringing this pride to Pakistan.
Absolutely. The news actually really made us happy, right? Shazad shared it, and we were like, we really have to talk about it, because when we talk about a knowledge-based economy, and which we are at least aspiring to achieve in the future, inshallah. And when we talk about a technological-based economy and a society going forward, this is probably one of the very few steps that is going to lead us forward as well. And you youngsters, I absolutely love how you are developing an interest in similar things, where we can, well, now we can see that we can be at par with the world too, inshallah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I'll have to agree to it. 110% I'm going to agree to it, that, that the direction which Pakistanis have right now, alhamdulillah, with the incumbent government, and the way our premier is taking us forward as well, I think that we are in the right direction as well. But there's this one place, ladies and gentlemen, where no matter what happens, you really cannot be in the right direction.
What place
and,
is
and,
that?
And people always talk about it. People love to kind of share their stories as well with friends. But the real place where they really need to communicate, they don't do that. And it is, a husband and a wife relationship where no matter what happens, nothing is at par. May it be the economy, may it be the interpersonal relationship, may it be the communication skill. You can never make your spouse happy. And I'm using the word spouse because it may be a man or a woman, and no one just feels happy. I think there will be a day or two when you feel happy, and then there'll be 4 days or 5 days where you're not happy at all. So, to fulfill someone's expectations, it's really a difficult task.
Yes. Well, generally speaking, it is definite. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I mean, people expect things that they can't even tell you what they expect, and it is definitely difficult.
And they do not
But
even
Shazad,
want to share it with you, but they still want you to do it as well. So you have no idea what they want you to do. So you're like, okay, what happened? अब रहने दो, अब तो बात करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है.
I think this is going to be really interesting because for all of our regular viewers, you guys know on this particular thing, we disagree. Like, we are 180. So here's the thing. Yes, I will partially agree with you in terms of how there are definitely certain miscommunications or misunderstandings among spouses. And to my understanding, that is because naturally you're living together every day, but it's not just you two. Because when we talk about Pakistan, it's a collectivistic culture, right?
Yes.
And when you talk about spouses, it's not just a husband and wife, it's a husband plus the parents, plus the siblings, and the wife plus her parents. And you know what I mean? It's a huge tree that has to stay connected throughout your life. So it's not just one person that you have to cater to, which is why a lot of problems arise in my understanding.
Exactly.
The good thing is, I have felt this, I don't know if you would agree or not, parents nowadays, like my parents or the parents of our generation, are actually willing to give you that room. Like, they really want your relationship to work out, and they will actually probably take a foot back because they know that interference will actually take you to a wrong direction as well. They want things to work out.
I think majority of the times I'm going to agree to you, but Shiza, we cannot always be like this.
How we
as
can't
well.
also
I mean,
generalize,
I
no?
mean, it's good to be optimistic, and we cannot always generalize as well, because
Yeah.
I have come across such sort of people as well where they really do not want their kids to actually have a very happily married life as well, and it's majority of the time, the family members who ruin it for the couple. So,
True, true.
and it's just because of the fact that they weren't brought up in a very good environment.
A
So we really
healthy
need to talk about it. But today, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just going to be about a husband or a wife. Today, we're going to talk about marriages, and that too, how the family needs to play their role. And God forbid, if something goes wrong, how family really need to save the relationship,
Absolutely.
rather than pushing the guy or the girl over the wall as well and saying, hey, you know what, if it's over, it's over, come back home, we'll sort it out. And please never jump into such a bandwagon. There are other ladies who actually, I'm sorry, who actually will call other ladies as well, or men who will call other men as well, who've already been divorced, and be like, hey, you know what, my life is happy, bro, and this and that. Never listen to them. Please make sure that whenever you have to take a decision, in the first place, try to mend the things. If, God forbid, it does not work for the third time, make sure that you, I'm not going to advise or say otherwise anyways.
But again, this is such a, I want to say, a thin rope to walk on. There's no generalization over here. But ladies and gentlemen, it does take a mental toll on you. And I think to address that and to talk about the issues that may arise, we have been joined by some very amazing ladies who both happen to be psychologists, well, a clinical psychologist and a consultant one as well. So without further ado, she's been here.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by a consultant psychologist. She happens to be Miss Roma Shahid. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, how are you?
Good morning, walaikum assalam. I am good.
Thank you very much for
having
joining
me
us.
again.
It's wonderful to have you, and congratulations, you recently got married as well.
Thank you.
And wow, all of a sudden we have picked up this topic and you've been invited.
And I think you're very appropriate.
I think it will be great. And alongside Miss Ruma, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've been joined by another clinical psychologist, and she happens to be Miss Arooj Ilyas Bhatti Sahiba. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you very much for joining us, and it's wonderful to have you. Let's get the conversation started, and why not? I think I will let you take the lead
Thank
today.
you so much, Shazad.
I'll just sit back and relax.
So I'll try to begin with the basic most thing. Marriage seems to be a very happy concept. For me, it is. Like, if I think about marriage, happiness, well, comes to my mind. But it does take a mental toll on you, and there can be so many different reasons.
Yeah.
Let's start addressing those reasons, right? Let's start with you, Roma.
Sure. So just like you said, marriage is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, I want to say it's peaceful because it is for me.
Yeah.
And I really wish it could be for everyone. But at the same time, there are things that that kind of, are troublesome in some families.
All right.
And the top ones that I want to talk about are, first of all, different backgrounds, different mindsets that you come from, where you're not compatible with each other, and that kind of raises a lot of problem and conflicts between the families, not just the two people who got married, but like the entire family. Just like you said, we belong to a collectivistic culture, and knowing the fact that, you know, we share the house with different members of the family of all different sorts of age and mindsets, yes. And with that, there comes, you know, expectations, like you said. There are expectations that you have to fulfill, and at times you can't just fulfill everyone's expectations, and that's when, again, you know, the problem lies. Another thing is the age gap between two people, and
Between a couple?
between the couple, yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's another thing that causes conflicts, because sometimes you're not on the same page. There are things that you want to do and the other person doesn't want to do, and that's you know, part of the problem as well. Scientifically speaking, the most appropriate age to get married, I mean, I do understand that in the society that we live, we do prefer early marriages, like just as you graduate,
Early
people go
20s
like,
or
you
so.
know, those rich aunties come over and be like, she needs to get married, or he needs to get married right now. But scientifically and biologically speaking, the right age to get married is around from 28 to 32 years of age.
Oh, wow.
That's when you can, you know, you get a certain level of maturity when you are confident and comfortable with the decisions that you make about your life. So yeah, those are the problems, but with that, we do have solutions as well.
Of course, and we'll get to the solutions. But now,
Whoever was younger than that is going to ask a question now.
yes, but you know what, Shahzad, I actually forgot my question, so you can take the lead.
All right. So,
I'll think about it.
So I'm going to take the lead as well, and I'll move on to Miss Sarooj over here. So now, Miss Sarooj, you know, Miss Ruma over here talked about expectations. I will precisely focus on that as well. Why is it very important for anybody to have expectations rather than, you know, giving preference to saying it out loud? You know, rather than just thinking by themselves that, okay, you know, when he or she's going to come back, you know, she's going to do this for me, or he's going to do this for me as well. Well, don't you think that it's simpler and it's more easier that, God forbid, you know, if somebody's coming in and you say it out loud, hey, you know what, would you mind taking me out for a drive? I don't think that it's actually going to take any other extra burden onto anybody anyways. So, you know, why do you think that we have this thing within a relationship कि इसको खुद ही पता होना चाहिए, ओ यार कोई जादूगर है यार हम.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are very right. Actually, some people are not very expressive and they feel shy and they don't like, and you are very right that people want that they should know it by themselves what they actually want. But there are sometimes clash in personality also. There are some people who are introvert, who don't like to share things with each other, and they are not groomed in such a way, and they are not being raised in such families where they are very confident and they tell each and everything. So it also affects a lot whether they express something or not. And gender also comes, you know, play a role in this regard. Sometimes sometimes men are not that expressive, and some men are egoistic in nature also.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, some bad things like domestic violence and these things can occur because of their clash between the egos.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, we do not want domestic violence to be on an increase, which it was due to COVID, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be very honest over here. But coming down to the point, why cannot we educate people in a way that, hey, you know what, rather than expecting, why don't you say it out loud, ask for it, and God forbid if he or she fails to deliver that, there's no problem and there's no harm in that, you can do it yourself. Why don't we empower any individual as an individual rather than as a couple? I think that's what we need to do.
And I think
do you agree in the first place?
So can I begin? Sorry,
Of course,
so sorry.
go ahead.
It's not about agreeing or disagreeing, but probably I'm going to put my perspective in it
Sure,
as well,
sure.
right? So I absolutely love rain, you know that, and I can just not, well, contain myself when it rains. So I would like for someone to come and ask me, hey, do you want to go out on a drive, rather than me, because then I feel like I'm imposing. Like, what if the person is already busy, and what if he already has plans?
Which
And
he
if I
was.
tell him, hey, can you please take me to drive? Then I'll be imposing because he won't say no, right?
Okay.
That is my understanding. I don't want to impose.
Okay.
Now
I think you're right as well, but at the same time, see, when I talked about being of a certain age and having that level of maturity, I think that's when you understand, just like you said, that you do want to go out, but at the same time, you don't want to impose on him.
Yeah.
But again, you should be mature enough to understand whether or not he is busy, whether or not he has other things to do that are more important than going out for a ride on a rainy day.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where the age comes in. You know, you have to be of a certain mental age to get married.
Yeah.
True.
And mental age, not physical age.
Yeah, I
think
like what you said.
That's important. And you know, I was just going through this video while I was studying about the show, and that is that, you know, so there was this gentleman who said that, you know, everybody needs to keep this in mind. So for example, if this is one point, this is one person, and this is other point, this is the second person. So just in case, to make sure that you reach a point, obviously he needs to come up and she needs to, or he needs to come down as well, to meet at a similar point, which means that this person over here, ladies and gentlemen, will have to let go of certain things to make sure that this person over here is going to be in their life.
Absolutely.
And this person over here will have to learn a little bit of few things which he or she likes to be at a certain point, which is why we need to talk about backgrounds.
Yes.
And you said that backgrounds really do matter. But eventually what happens is, I think that people over here in Pakistan unintentionally take this pressure of getting their daughters married. You know, I think that this is something which we really need to talk about.
Yes.
And they do not care, okay, you know, the daughter will be a doctor, you know, or for that matter, an engineer.
That is true,
or, you know, she might be doing something. But just because she had to get married, she will have to give away all her dreams. You know, come down to a level where she is actually in sync with the family of the groom, and then eventually get a groom who is no less than a shoe polisher or something of that sort as well. Why do we do that? I think that we really need to get rid of that as well.
Yeah, just like Shiza said, that see, in our generation, the parents are pretty much psychologically educated about these things. They know that in order to invest in your daughter's dowry, you should invest in her education and her future. I mean, honestly speaking, that's what my parents did. Instead of, you know, they kind of invested in my education so that I can be where I am today.
So they really didn't give you anything?
I mean,
Just on a lighter note.
Yeah.
that's the whole point of making marriages easy. And now I know that I'm at a stage where I know what to do and what not to do, and I think that's what saves me from a lot of conflicts.
But then we have a lot of safe things to say as well. Oh ji, हमें तो कुछ नहीं चाहिए, आपने जो देना है अपनी बच्ची को दे दें. I mean, that's a way of asking dowry. Yeah, come on, please don't do these stupid things, people. People know that you still want it, but you know, in the face you'll be like, whatever you want to give to your daughter, you can give. We have everything, alhamdulillah. I mean, come on, just say that you do not want it. You just want your bahu to come home.
Absolutely.
Hi Allah, मेरी बेटियों के जैसी है. हम तो इसे बेटी जैसे ही आती है वो बेटी भूल जाते हैं, बहू बन जाती है बेचारी.
True though. But here's the thing. Now, Ruj, I'm actually going to take you back to one of the things you both said, where age plays a role, right? Now, of course, the age difference does too. Roma said that 28 to 32, of course, again, generalizing maybe, happens to be a good age.
Scientifically.
Scientifically,
yes. But now, because coming from a psychologist's perspective, you have to tell me this. I feel like, so I was 25 when I got married, right? I feel like at 25 even, the personality gets so rigid, especially by studying alone and living alone and doing everything independently, that it is really hard to adjust in an entirely new system. Do you think being a rigid personality can actually, well, bother you in things first of all, and can you change your personality traits after a certain time?
I don't think, and you are very right, it is difficult to change your personality traits, and especially when you are like after 30, it is very hard for you. That's why some people say that it is better to get married earlier, because the people, usually girls get adjusted into the family environments, and you are very right in that, because
we do have a few boys who actually get adjusted into the girls' environment.
That's very few. Yes, please.
It is because of the habit formation, because there is a certain time and it takes time for you, because when you are into some habit, it becomes your secondary nature.
Yeah.
And then you are doing these things. So it is very difficult, you know.
But can it happen though? Like, can you change it? Your probably habits, like you said?
Not completely, but when you want to change your personality, you need some turning point.
Okay.
You know, it would be some major event that happens in your life which affects you deeply.
Such as?
Then you're
Getting
it could
married.
be anything. It could be an inspiration, it could be a thought, it could be some book by Paulo, you can
Yeah,
read
got it, got it.
something like Alchemist. It could be something, it could be idea and which could act as a brain wave for you.
I feel like
so
motherhood
turning
can
point
change a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but before we move on to motherhood, there's one more thing, and I'm going to hit the nail on the head and bring the cat out of the box and put it
Let's
right on
see.
the table. And this is something which I think is very important, and
Okay.
everybody needs to talk about it. So, talking about our urban cities, we have a very different way of doing things. Allah maaf kare, but yeah, I'm going to say it. And that is that, imagine that for somebody to be in a relationship or in an affair in the first place, and we cannot, kind of close our eyes from all of this, which is
yeah.
happening within our own society. So you date a guy or a guy dates a girl, and even though it's forbidden in our religion, ladies and gentlemen, and we're not promoting it, but we really need to get to the core of the issue as well. And that is, so you see a guy, you start to go out with them as well. You're university fellows, you study together, you're very similar, the wavelengths is exactly the way it needs to be as well, and everybody's enjoying. For the girl and the boy are enjoying, and they want to take it further as well. But unfortunately, there's a drop scene. Hey, what does the guy do? Okay, he studies with me. Sorry, beta, how is he going to look after you? There's no faulty intention.
Yeah.
But eventually, the family is not going to agree to your class fellow, because obviously he cannot survive on his own. He needs his parents' support and all of that. There are a few
Yes.
lucky people
Yeah.
who've done that, but majority is not. So imagine that you had the boy of your dreams, you wanted to be with, your family didn't agree to it, and then you were married to a guy who was 10 years probably older than you, and then all of those dreams which you had or which you wanted to live with, or that particular person is no more in your life, and there's a sudden change. Why do you think that, that marriage is going to work? It's not going to work. It's going to fail horribly.
It's not. It's absolutely not. See, the thing that you said about not being financially stable at this age where you kind of get to know each other, you're in the same class and everything. I think the biggest benefit that we have of being in this collectivistic culture is, that after getting married, you've got to go stay in the boy's parents' house, right?
Yeah.
And they would, to some extent, would financially support you as well. And I think that's where it comes, you have to psychoeducate the parents as well,
Yeah.
that one day or the other, if he's struggling, if he's enrolled at a good university, he's still,
He's gonna make it.
he's going to make it one day eventually. And so let him be, and respect their decision, and just let them be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your take on forced
It's not
marriages,
this simple,
Aruj?
right?
I think forced marriages can only work if somebody has enough patience and they are willing to take it.
Yeah.
Because when somebody has patience, it is such type of trait which can make you go a long way in life, in different areas of life as well. But usually they don't, successful. They don't get successful.
So here's the thing, what the situation that Shazad put forward, or sort of
Yeah.
it is so prevalent because again we cannot sort of neglect the fact, or we cannot close our eyes to it that this does happen, yes, and a lot of families would rather want ke, oh log kya kahenge ke, you found someone in university, what should I say to my friend jiska beta bachpan se wait kare, or similar things like that, right? It's a not natural, but it's a common
And
thing.
I have
It
a
is
reason for
common.
that too as well, that it was the insecurity of the parents while their children were so young and little that they just had this in their mind that okay, when they're going to grow up, we have to get them married, so they've already decided who they're going to
Yeah.
get them married to as well. Please don't do that.
It's
I think it's the
sad.
most stupid thing to ever do.
It's sad, absolutely. So, Aruj, if, let's just imagine the forced marriage does happen, and it is, of course, arranged. I have seen a lot of cases where probably not even a month later, probably just in a week, I would see captions saying, Alhamdulillah, blessed, the love of my life. I'm not criticizing, I'm just trying to understand. Is it something you can just achieve overnight? I mean, can you just be happy with a decision that was not yours?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because sometimes people are very much depressed inside, but they don't show it. So depression is also of two types. You can see somebody who is just looking like, like a drug addict. They are having dark circles, and you can see that they have not
Right.
slept for weeks. But there is a person who has done, so much, grooming, and but that person is also depressed, and you can see celebrities committing suicide. Why does that happen?
Yeah.
Because we see that they are having everything in the monetary terms, and they're having the fame and the wealth, but still they do that. it is because depression is also in those people, but they don't show it to
I
us.
think since we even have to wrap up the segment as well, but I'm going to come down to this point that it is eventually going to come down to expectations.
Yeah.
And there's a reason. Okay, you know, if it's not the wife or the husband's expectation, it's you living up to the expectation of your parents. Okay, हाँ जी अब क्या करें जी मैं अपने अम्मी अब्बू को खुश देखना चाहता हूँ अरे यार अब क्या करूँ यार मैं अपनी खुशी मार लूँ अम्मी अब्बू को खुश देखने के लिए I think it is eventually going to come down to that as well, but there's a simple solution which I'm going to give out, and then you can give out solutions for happy marriage.
Yeah.
You know, you both will do a wonderful job, I know, and that is that please do not fall in the line of expectations. Make sure that you say it out loud, whatever you need, whatever you require. Come across as a nice person, communicate, and that this will work. I think communication is the key, ladies and gentlemen, but half of the time, you know, the way you communicate is it's not how
That
you
matters,
how you will come
absolutely.
across as well. You know, so you really बात करनी है मुझे तुमसे. Don't do that. Be like, hey, you know what? Can we talk for a second?
Absolutely.
Please sit down for a while and just hear me out. And I think this will solve a lot of issues.
And there's only one thing I want to say. I feel like if you know that the person is right, then you really have to pick your battles. I mean, there are times that you're going to give up on things, and it is totally okay because then the person is going to give up on things as well eventually. So it's the right balance, but only if the person is right. Roma and Aruj, your closing notes about this, what you think about it, and probably solutions if you have any.
Just like Shahzad said, I think it's more about give and take. Respect the other person. That's how you're going to get it in return. And I think being respectful is the key of the happy marriage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Respect is definitely
What
one.
about you, Missy?
I would say patience is very important, and if you want to, you need to take stand on what you want to do. If you want to take your own decisions, then you need to be very strong. You need to be strong, and you need to have very strong willpower.
You have to take a stand.
Yeah, but Aruj, I think you're right. You have to stand by your own decision and be
Yes.
confident in
Yeah.
yourself. Thank you so much, ladies, for being so smart, first of all, and then putting forward some of the most common, I want to
Yeah.
say, issues over here. But Shahzad, you know, I think it's not that easy. I mean, you can't just wave a magic wand and fix everything with it.
Exactly, and you're really not supposed to fix everything. And ladies and gentlemen, you're not here to fix everything as well. There's one thing, if you can do it, I think that the world is going to follow you, and that is just be selfless. You know, do things for people, and there will come a time when people will do things for you, even though you do not want them to do that for you. But there will be a time in your life when you will be by yourself, when you will get to do what you want to do. Please do not push things, do not rush them. Make sure that you're selfless. Whenever you do something for someone, do not expect back. That's it, I think, and the world will follow you.
And like Aruj said, it's all about patience.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen,
That's
let's
all
be
about it.
patient for a minute or two and head out to a very short break
You
because
do
when
not
you
have
come
a
back...
magic wand, right?
Well, maybe I'll have one when we come back. We're talking about magic over here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you have to stay tuned to find out what it is that we're going to do after this small break.
Good morning.
Good morning.
गायब कर दो हमें. Abracadabra, and here we are. Yes, wow.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Well This Morning. And right now, Shahzad and I are sort of in a magical state, and we're shortly going to find out why.
Exactly, and which is why, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we're actually going to introduce our amazing magicians over here in the studios with us. And I guess, and I believe that everybody out there is going to love this segment.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky that we've actually been joined by Mr. Abbas, who is also known as Mr. Nanna. Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Nanna ji, how are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you, and it's an honor to have you over here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
because
you.
we
So
grew
happy.
up watching you as well, and the magic, tricks you had for all of us. I think we had a wonderful childhood because of you, and thank you very much for joining us. And it's an honor to have you.
Thank you again. Thank you so much. Thank you for PTV World. Achha,
So
Thank-
before we start,
Yeah.
Oh, we have to introduce you
Yeah,
again.
before we
everybody
move-
home, I'm still
moving on, ladies and gentlemen. We've actually been joined by Mr. Naeem as well, who himself happens to be an artist, an anchor person as well, and a motivation speaker. Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walfram, I'm perfectly fine. I'm so happy to see people with the fresh faces. I was reading in a book that why people do the morning shows and why they look so charming.
Okay.
The basic
It's
reason.
because of coffee.
Yes, because of coffee. Plus, it's a medicalism proven
Okay.
that blood circulation in the morning hours are more higher. So this is why you look so beautiful, by the way.
Aw.
Thank you very
So,
much.
and I was looking at myself. I said, "Hi, how come you look so beautiful?"
And even
But
you look
Mr.
so beautiful
Talwar,
as well.
I have another question for you. So
Please,
I don't know
ma'am.
if you were watching the first segment. Is there a magic wand that can fix all issues in the society, including marriage issues?
See, this why we're here.
Okay.
You know, the thing is, people in our society, we believe, we wish we could have some magic to do and change the things. So we thought, let's do it. Why
Okay.
not? Yes, why not? Wow, we got a water. H2O.
Yeah,
We've got a glass of water as well. So very quickly, because we're very short on time, so we're going to start with the magic
Yes.
tricks.
Yes.
Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
But before we start these tricks,
Yeah.
my humble request to people watching at home, and especially kids, please never ever try at home. Even don't think about it, because these are tricks, they need a hell of practice.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
true.
no such things, don't believe them. It's only tricks, but we are not going to disclose it today.
Of course.
Just enjoy yourself, right? So we have a piece of cloth, looks like, if I'm colorblind, looks like blue, is it?
Oh, well,
It's red.
I'm not
Are you sure? Because
colorblind.
people looking at the TV, they say it's blue.
It's red.
It's not blue.
Is it blue? No, it's red. Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
let's change the trick.
check the again.
Check and verify. There's no chemical there. It's not wet.
You guys, it's red.
Yeah.
I see it. It's red.
reddish pink shirt.
Yeah, it's red.
you know? And now you will see a gentleman wearing a nice blue shirt. So we're going to change the color of your shirt from blue to red.
All right.
Trust me. Get ready. People,
Okay,
my
wait.
camera team, please do focus.
Look.
The piece of cloth is still in the hands, right? We are still putting inside the magical hands.
Yeah.
And it's still there. Still, it's faster than your eyes. Trust me, catch it.
I'm just.
No, don't be afraid of it. Let's put it.
Look,
It's
look.
still there inside,
Yes.
and it's still there inside,
Yes.
and then still there inside. The piece of cloth change into something else.
Oh my God! I need it.
But don't try at home. People might, you know,
I
what
like
happens
it.
mostly. People try to bring the big huge sheets and try to
In
fit
the arm.
in the arms, but there's nothing there. It's only hands. Okay.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can't
guys-
see the red piece of cloth still there. It's only your magical eyes can't
Really?
see. Look at the camera. Exactly. Still there. See? And it's still there. And here you go. Keep watching. The piece of cloth
Really?
is still there. Yes. And still there.
Oh my
And
God!
it's still there.
I love it.
If you have any doubts, we can give you the note, the pack rupees, and you can check it out in your hands. But you can see the both sides.
No, we don't have any doubt. You guys, we're seeing it up close, and I tell you,
Look,
this
look,
is
look.
this is
This
amazing.
is the. I love that you said we are so close, and
Yes.
this is the point. Or you can even and hold it and close your hand before it fly. Close it. So, do you feel that money inside?
Do I feel the?
The money.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And the piece of cloth.
I don't know.
The piece of cloth was there.
I mean,
showed
it
us.
was there,
Okay,
yes, but I
showed
don't.
us.
No, I don't know if I feel
Okay,
it.
give it to him.
नहीं कपड़ा
Okay,
cloth.
take out the piece of cloth. Open it.
There's no piece of cloth in it.
Maybe in someone's
Wow.
pocket. Maybe in your pocket. Maybe,
In my pocket?
Maybe in
Oh,
my
it
pocket.
can come in my pocket.
Sure. Okay. I hope there's no dentist watching, because Mr. Magician, open your mouth, and I hope no one is dentist today, huh? So let's take it
Well,
out.
not in the studio.
Let me take it out from his. My hands are empty. Nothing in the
Okay.
hands.
Okay.
Okay. So let's take it out from his mouth.
And you can't also do this at home because Corona.
Please.
Oh my God!
I think they need a little clapping over here.
Yes. Amazing.
Yes,
Amazing.
exactly.
Ah, that's wonderful.
And
Okay.
people at home, please.
Sorry if I
never
tore
try.
it.
So now,
Okay.
again,
Oh,
the piece
it's
of cloth
gone again?
disappeared. Yeah, it could be here. Oh, finally got in his pocket.
Wow.
See? How come?
Okay, this is a massive illusion.
Ah,
I'm gonna
yes.
learn.
Yeah, please do. The point is this: it's live program. You cannot. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no stage. You can. Oh,
Oh,
red
again.
and
Another one.
we have which color looks like red and
Red and white.
White
Are you
and
sure?
red, yes.
Red and white. Here we go.
Yeah.
1, 2, and change
Oh.
into 2 sticks. One stick, 2 colors. Red and these are
Okay.
basically when the tricks started. I'm talking about like say 2 centuries ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? It's simple illusion. Now you can see the magical bird sitting on the tree, right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you can see the photo, you can show people on the stage. Yeah, okay. So now you
It's a
can
photo
see.
frame, ladies and
Yes, please. The bird sitting on the tree, right?
Yes.
I'll portray you can see. So with the magical eyes, please get ready. 1, 2, and the bird.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's
The bird is out of the tree. How come? See, the real bird.
Why the bird's really out of the
Out of the
tree?
tree,
Can
exactly.
we just remove it?
I know you can't. It's gone.
This is something which Sheila was worried about as well. That I hope that there are no birds and animals in it as well. But wow, it's
Thank- thank
and
God.
No birds were harmed.
And
Yes,
thank God, the bird is there was only bird because other trick we have a big cage and we have a big cat inside.
All right.
Can
The
we
real
not
wild
do it?
cat.
Yeah, we will do it. Come on.
And especially
Okay, we have
after
a
this
new
trick,
trick.
after this trick
Okay.
now, look at this, a newspaper. Mostly whenever we do this trick, people ask us to give us some formula of success.
There's no animal. I'm
No,
not.
not anymore.
They're
Not
gonna-
anymore. Not anymore.
I think that you're going to put water in it. Right?
Yes, you got it. I think
But
since
how are you going to put water in a newspaper?
you will see. You will see because you'll see. Simple H2O. Let me take a sip.
Yeah,
So this should be no. I hope it's a safe water.
it's water.
It is.
Yeah, so,
It's
okay.
drinkable.
So please, the H2O is there. There's no ice cubes, right?
Yeah.
Let me take a few sips. Just people sitting at home and watching. Maybe this is some chemical reaction. You know, people have their own imagination.
Yeah, of
So
course.
so let me have a take a sip.
Yeah, we just gave him the water, so it's of course normal.
By the way, it's got nothing to do with the trick. I was feeling little water.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, all right. We just
Okay.
thought it was okay.
The
It's
water.
a newspaper.
And there's no ice cubes in the newspaper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing,
Right?
nothing,
So
nothing.
let's put the water inside the
In
newspaper.
a newspaper.
A little water.
Why isn't it dripping?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a trick. The water's in. Oh, it's gone. The water's inside the newspaper. Add bit water in finish your magic trick. Then read the newspaper. Let's open it. The water was inside. Slowly, gently. The water was inside the newspaper. Let's open the both sides. Just for curiosity. Change
Oh
other
my
side
God,
also.
where did the water
Can
go?
I feel
Wait,
it?
wait. Let
Okay.
them finish it. Let them
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're going to burn it. See? The water was inside, which is vaporized.
Yes.
Maybe vanished. You know what happened with
It's
it?
not even wet.
But it's inside in my tummy.
Okay,
So let's bring it back without any connection, without any pipe.
okay.
Let's look.
Are you gonna put it in the paper?
Let's see.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow. It's like it's
People-
my 7th birthday. I love it. I love it.
I used to do birthday parties for
Yeah.
kids, and I'm still doing it. And trust me, people they love to have
Of
this trick,
course.
especially you know.
Oh, don't bring it again.
No. Please never play with the fire. See, the
Okay.
fire is there. 1, 2, and boom! Out of the fire.
Wow.
How
Okay.
come? See,
Very
it's not wrong with
nice.
safe. See.
Yeah, but it's safe as well. We didn't harm the bird.
Yes, of course. We love the bird. You know, these birds is not only bird. Trust me, these birds are also performers. We do the training for them.
Wow.
So we think. Okay, let me have another thing.
Yes.
What is your wish? Today we are going to bring something in reality. So it looks like a steering wheels,
Yes.
right? Okay, let's make one wish. I would say, inshallah, if you got one jackpot, a lucky draw. About $1 million fine.
Oh, damn.
No one knows.
Sorry for the
So
language.
which vehicle you love to
Jackpot,
drive?
it needs to be $1 million.
So which vehicle you love to drive? Which car you love
Rolls
to drive?
Royce.
Oh wow, Rolls Royce. Which color you want?
Thank you.
Silver.
Silver?
Yeah.
Well, the Royal Blue is not bad. Trust you. So let's count how many rings we have. One, two, right? Count it. Three,
Three,
four,
four,
five,
five.
6. So we have 6 rings, right?
Yes.
And all the rings are here now.
Is Nicki Minaj gonna be
Let's do a trick. Do you want to drive your Rolls Royce with 2 hands or 1 hand?
One hand.
Style, man, style. So let's take your steering wheel.
Like this. Okay.
Here's
Steering
your
wheel?
steering wheel.
Okay,
my steering
and okay, guys, let's go for the long drive.
I'm
And
just
here we
gonna
go.
sit.
I love the Rolls Royce on the
guys,
beautiful
hop in.
long drive, and here we go.
Okay.
Beep beep. I'm home. Let's take them out.
Okay.
Open the door.
Oops, you got an accident. See what happened with it?
Oh, what's that?
So one ring is bigger than the other one. Look at this. Look at the way I did.
Yes, yes.
The 2 rings are here. What you need to do is just take them out. simple is.
How do I take them
So
out?
simple. The way I did right now. One ring is bigger than the other one. Let's take them out.
Where does it come out?
Let me show you. Why don't you try? Okay, I will give you 5,000 cash right now on the spot. Let's take them out.
Well, I actually,
And trust me, one ring,
it's
just now.
sealed. I mean, I
It's
can't.
sealed. Okay, let's take it out. With a magical eyes. Get ready. All the rings. Oops. My mistake.
I got it.
I thought this one. Okay. So now let's put the rings together.
Yeah.
Keep watching. One ring is bigger than the other one. Keep watching. 1, 2, and here we go.
Huh?
All the rings
What is
are going
happening?
to fix together one by one. Look at this. People at home, watch it. All the rings apart from each other. Oop, the 4 are fixed together.
Wow.
Looks like we are going to make Olympics symbol or the
Yeah,
Olympics
that's
logo.
what I was thinking you're going to give him an audition.
Oh yes, okay. They can check and verify. Trust me, when we do the program, the hell of people, audience here, they try their best to check it out. Now watch it. All the rings are fixed together.
Oh, God.
And there's no magnet. You know what? That steel?
Yeah.
There's no magnet.
And now all of a sudden they're in one.
And let's take them out. One by one. And the rings were in your hands and you're so close. Keep watching. And here we go.
Okay.
See? Still coming out. One by
I'm
one.
shocked, you guys.
Yes, this is the
I
beautiful.
Can I
love the look at
Yes, why not,
Mr.
please?
Nanda's face as well.
Let's take them out one by one. See?
Huh?
How come? It's so
I
clear.
don't understand.
The ring was in your hand and you
Yeah.
was driving the car,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and you both of you have tried to take them out.
Yeah.
Okay? So now keep watching, get ready. And here we go. Without any problem. People watching at home,
Wow,
please
wow.
look at carefully.
Wow.
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 Unbelievable.
So can we bring the
Nana
bigger
sir,
box
this
now
is
as well?
amazing.
Because-
Oh, very nice.
But-
That
but
was
please
really,
don't
that was
try.
like really impressive. And
But
Thank you so much.
what my point is, people like us, they are trying their best from since like 2 decades, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm here to say is, they need a promotion,
Exactly.
right? They need to recognize
we are
as
here to
industry.
promote and
it's-
support.
It looks supposed to
thank
be,
you.
support means to recognize as industry, right? Like in Dubai and different countries, they don't ask. This is the one of it.
all right, this
Industry.
one, I think it looks dangerous.
Dangerous, and people at home, especially kids, please never ever even think about it. Never ever try any sharp edges at home.
Why are you putting water on
Yes,
it?
because you know he's going to put it in his mouth. 1.5 feet, you can check it out. The big sword, he's going to take. It's not a trick, it's a practice. So please never even think about
Don't
it.
try this at
Never,
home.
ever.
Producer Sab, can you please run the,
The tickle there.
pulses with-
Don't
Disclaimer.
run. Yes, don't try at
Ladies and
home.
gentlemen, please make sure that nobody
Yes.
tries this at home.
And
These
trust
are
me.
trained professionals.
Yes, and not
Yes.
only professionals, but they're taking risk for their lives. Trust me.
All right.
And 1.5 feet going
Oh,
inside.
I can't watch it.
Oh my
Even-
God, look at him, look at
yes,
him.
a little bit disgusting because when take it out, a little blood maybe come out. No one
Not
knows.
disgusting, but
Yeah,
it's
sometimes
scary. Oh.
scary as well. So please never even think about it. Look at this.
You know what we should
Almost.
do one-
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
One and a half.
We'll give you breakfast. Don't worry, you don't have to eat it. Yeah, it's all right. We'll
Yeah,
give you breakfast.
Yeah, the whole fight was a breakfast. You got the point.
Oh
So let's
my
take them out.
God,
Let's take it out. One by step by, and coming out. Just watch it now. And still coming out. And still coming out. This is really practice. There's no trick. You can check it out. You can try at your own risk if you have any doubts.
I don't want
Please.
to try at my own risk.
Whoa! Yes, see?
Amazing, man.
Say
And
yes.
this is not even the one that folds.
Yeah, of
or
course
goes
not. You
in,
have
na?
checked it.
Have
No
to
way,
check.
no way, no way. It's a
I
point.
feel like we should have sign up for one of the tricks.
All right, so one last trick. We can do one last trick
Yeah.
as well. I think we would love to bring that box.
The
in.
last trick, we are going to disappear both of you.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah, but
I like
obviously.
it.
But there's no guarantee to bring you back.
Okay.
It's a one-way ticket, by the way.
Don't do that to us. Please don't do
Yes,
that.
the second time you want to run away. Okay. So we have another trick, just part of the kit. You know what we have? Last trick we have. Short of time.
Is it the one that includes the billy?
No.
Okay.
Billion for next time.
Oh, I know
Okay,
that.
see?
Good.
Yeah.
You cannot cross your hand through it, okay?
Okay.
Simple. It's a black board, both sides are
Yes.
black. Keep watching. Please, your request and never try at home. Get ready?
Yes, please don't.
One, he's going to write something. Let's
Okay.
get out alphabets from here and from there and put it on the slate. See? Looks like people even think this is a tab, but it's not a tab.
It's not a tab.
Yeah.
It's a kapra on it. There's no
It's
tab.
a piece of cloth and
Yes.
some nothing else. One, he's going to write something. Two, and
Oh,
the picture.
nice.
We are proud to be Pakistan.
Of
This is why.
course.
Yes.
Pakistan Zindabad.
Pakistan Zindabad. Bashmalle, Pakharragle. Yes, and Bhali Kare Aaya.
Spark out with that, man.
Yes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Pleasure.
Mr. Nanna, Mr. Naeem, thank you very much for coming over, for taking our time, for putting
pleasure.
up such an amazing performance.
Thank you.
It
You
was
guys
great.
are definitely the pride of Pakistan, and we love you with all our heart as well.
Yes.
And that's how the kids love you as well.
Yes.
And we promise you that every time you figure out a new magic trick,
Every
Thank
time.
you are more than welcome over
Thank
here.
you.
Yes,
Pleasure.
like
Thank
we
you
do
so much.
love
Honored-
to
we are
have,
honored
even
to
if
be
it's for
honored.
5 minutes for a trick, you should come.
Yes,
okay?
thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
you
you.
both,
My
ladies and
pleasure.
gentlemen.
And
We
Pakistan
really-
Zindabad.
Of
Pakistan
course,
Zindabad.
of course. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed the tricks. I did get a little scared with the pigeon one, but it was so
It
much
was a dove,
fun.
though. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. It was so much fun, and it really made me reminisce my childhood. It was so much amazing. If you guys loved it, do let us know, right?
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure that you write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of,
World This Morning.
on Twitter,
World This Morning without a G.
on Daily Motion in YouTube.
It's World This Morning on the PTV World channel.
Exactly. And the fabulous repeat's going to be at
5 past midnight
till
tonight.
the next time, ladies and gentlemen. Here's our magic trick, and we're just going to vanish right in front of your eyes
Yes.
as well. So 1, 2, 3.
Goodbye.
Vanish!